All right, folks, so here we go again. Showing the second video because there's lots of information that was missing in the first video, which that video was short, sweet to the point about the frame. So, like I said, the frame is extremely heavy. Now, what about the motor? I have a 3.5 T motor, and then of course my very good friend has the 5T motor. Anyway, but again, you guys want to find out more things, stay tuned because I have more content coming through this channel, and hopefully everybody is going to get lots of information so they don't waste their money. Unless you got lots of money to waste, that's totally fine with me, but if you don't, stick around, we'll talk about it. Now, besides that, I'm doing the test at 48 volt battery. Okay, I did not consider that the 3.5 T motor, it's a high winding motor, so it doesn't have the acceleration as the 5T motor. Now, figure at 48 volts, and my charge was at about 52 volts, so it was fully charged, so there shouldn't be any sag. But me as a 250 pound guy going out a little hill, I was extremely disappointed that that motor couldn't handle it. Again, I've seen lots of guys building bikes where it is a 48 volt 3000 watts kit. Maybe I saw one which flat road, it was performing pretty well. I also seen 48 volts at 1500 watts and 72 volts at 1500 watts. So most of these guys are riding these bikes on a flat road. They're not really doing up and down the trails or anything like that. Now, I am disappointed. That's one. Well, the reality is, I can't be disappointed because I'm not running this system at 72 volt battery. Once I run the system at 72 volt battery, then I can actually complain if I don't like it, which I doubt that's going to be the issue. Originally, when I bought the motor, I knew what I wanted, and I didn't want to do trails, even though I should have, because I am where I am right now. They got plenty of trails, but they also have nice open roads, and you want to get to places really fast, so that's cool. And then, of course, when you put out high torque, you need more battery. Okay, let's put that to the side. Now, so with the 72 volt battery, this bike is not going to hesitate. I guarantee you that. My entire concern is, it's picking the right batteries. Probably it's like the hardest thing ever. Okay, the high speed motor with less torque, it really so it's after like 25-30 miles an hour, it goes sluggish, and then it just all of a sudden it just picks up. I can't tell that this is what I'm getting out of my bike because I wasn't able to actually test it out. But again, my neighbor has the same exact system set up, and he's getting about 56 miles an hour, which is great. And when I rode his bike with the same exact frame, I was able to actually hit 64 miles an hour, which was bonkers, like one of the YouTubers say. I mean, it knocks your boots off, it's amazing. You're flattered that your bike is doing, this speed, a battery operated bike thus far. So I might eventually, maybe someday, go over to Salvatore and buy a 3T motor and rough off-road tire, because right now I have street tires. So my entire purpose of this bike was used or being used mostly on the streets. As you can see, my tires are street tires and not off-road tires. But I would definitely leave the front tire the way it is, and just the rear tire when I get the second motor, do the off-road. Do I recommend taking on and off the rear wheel? Definitely not. The more you screw and unscrew certain things give out. These nuts on the rear axle, they're not steel. They are soft metal, you know. So I had it on my 1,000-watt bike, and that fucking thing just it, at one point it became bolt. So make sure you use a socket or a wrench, nothing like pliers or anything like that, because you screw that over in about 2 fucking turns. So again, you know, which motor do you pick? And you know, I've seen motors as far as 6T, and you know that thing goes about 90 miles an hour. And I've seen that. What was this guy in Germany? He literally put out a video. I can't get the link. It's still somewhere out there. I by mistake, accidentally, I stepped on that video. Man, I saw it. This guy, holy crap! This guy was a suicidal kid for real. He just kept going at it 90, 98. I'm like, how do you go 98 miles an hour? And he was literally wearing shorts and a t-shirt, no helmet, nothing, no safeties whatsoever. Folks, you're doing 40 miles an hour, heavy ass bike like that, you better wear some sort of protection. I know I'm definitely either freaking slow it down or just wearing a full gear, but then I don't want to look like a freaking Skywalker or something like that. But anyway, oh fuck, Jesus, man. No matter how many goddamn fucking taxpayers pay for these roads, man, we still get shit in this goddamn fucking New York State. So, again, if I knew that the frame was so heavy, you know, maybe I would have bought a more torquey motor. But I'm not sorry. Again, I don't know what's gonna happen, how it's gonna work, because I haven't tested a 72 volts. I got this guy from Alibaba. I gave him exact measurements that he has on the website at a 40 amp hour battery. The BMS is 50 only, so I gotta tell him to change it to at least 100, but I'm aiming for 150 Bluetooth, so I might pay additional money for that, maybe like $150, which these probably are like fucking bullshit China sells, because it's like $600 for 40 amp hour, which is probably literally impossible. It's just a bullshit joke. And by the time he adds up and sums up the whole thing, period, shipping, handling is free. So even let's say he rounds it off to $750 with the BMS 150 amps and all that. I mean, I'd rather have the 150 amp than later run out of juice. So if I have Salvatore at one point, because eventually at one point I'm going to get the Salvatore at least 100 amps, aiming for 150 amp, just to, you know, push that to the last limit. And you know, the best feeling on earth is when you accelerate and you feel that beast, you know, move forward. You know, you don't want to buy a slug of shit. I had this YouTuber guy, real estate student. Man, what a great guy, by the way. Shout out to you again. You know, months later, I'm still thinking about you and what you told me. When you build this, man, you build it as a beast, man. You build it as a machine, as a jet. You build it to the maximum, and then whatever you have to limit, you limit that. But because I couldn't settle. I says, let me get a 60 volt battery. He says, nah, don't do 60 volt battery. You're gonna waste your money. You're gonna waste your time, and that's not good. Build something that you're gonna be able to downgrade rather than you would have to upgrade, because it's always cheaper to downgrade than upgrade. Okay. But you know, with the bike, I'm only concerned about one thing, which is man, something is making a horrible noise, but that's for another video. I don't know if I said much or anything important in this video, but I believe that motor is not created or treated or should be treated equally. The 3T and the 5T It's a huge difference. You know, the 3T, it's a high speed motor. It picks up at 25 miles an hour, man. It just rips. You know, where a 5T, it'll get you up to 30 miles an hour with ridiculous torque, and that probably will top out at about also 48, 50. You know, it's not gonna be at the higher 60s and lower 70s, that's for sure. But again, folks, if you really are looking for speed, you go with the 3T. You know, if you were looking for torque, and I'm saying like insane torque, like real torque, not that garbage torque, you go over with the 3T. You know, I'm sorry, with the high torque, you go over to 5T. I'm sorry, I was looking at the traffic lights. It literally just ate a steady traffic light, red light, and I hate explaining myself to a cop. So, you know, if you're looking for that torque, you know, go over with a 5T. You're looking for top speed, go over with a 3T like I did. And then, you know, if you're ready, and when you're ready and you get opportunities to go off-road, then you pick something else, you know. But I'm not going to stretch this video out. I'm kind of speeding doing 90, and I'm getting to work. So, you know, please comment, subscribe, share the video. Again, you know, pick what you want, 5T, 3T, you know, 7T. I recommend all of them for different applications. If you got ideas about the batteries, I don't know. I was thinking like of putting 6 12-volt battery lithium or lipo batteries, and connecting them in series, which will give me 72 volts. Actually, at fully topped charge will be 87 volts, and it's a lithium iron battery. It's not, you know, acid. It's not an acid battery. It's lithium iron battery, and it's not lead acid. So I don't know. You guys let me know. Should I buy 6, you know, lithium iron batteries? They're about 7-inch in length, 3-inch in depth, and I think 7-inch in height. So it's not a big thing. You have a leaf battery over there that is extremely skinny, and it's got good measurements. I don't know if it's got BMS installed in it. These 12-volt batteries, they have BMS installed, so you have to do just connect them in series, and then come out with some sort of charge, you know, situation. I don't know if I can. I mean, I could probably just connect regular charger and do it that way. But again, you know, you talk about batteries that you're gonna spend, you know, $600 to $1,000. So you don't want to be, you know, fooling around with batteries and you know, test your $1,000 investment. So you want to buy something cool and steady. You know, like I've mentioned in the other video, there is a battery. There's an 80-volt battery for power tools like weed whackers and all that. Again, I can't find the specifics on it. I don't know if it's 30 amp in there, or 40 or whatever it is. But I do have a question. If you guys can comment below. Now, these, you can do the research, because I tried and I heard only one guy say that these weed whacker batteries with 80 volts, their amperage is 30 amps, right, of draw. Now, my question is, because this guy says, like, you know, it's if you have, let's say, 2 batteries, it would be 30 amp and 30 amp, which would give me 60 amps. Now, if you think that's true, that's a fact, comment down below that that's what it is, because I am very skeptical that, let's say, hypothetically, you buy 2 batteries, you connect them parallel, because they're already 80 volts, so you don't need series connection. You connect them parallel, and therefore, since each battery is 30 amp, that will give you, boom, 30 and 30, which is 60. So comment down below, let me know. You know, like I said, this hobby and this community needs more information, because, you know, it's easy to purchase something and then it's hard to sell or return or resell or whatever it is that you want to do. So I want to make sure that you guys, when you guys are building your builds, you don't have to go nuts and you know, spend all that unnecessary money. Now, again, I got a bunch of different videos. Especially, I love that barbecue thermometer for temperature where you have two rods and you glue them on the battery and the controller, and literally it tells you the voltage, and it's very, very sensitive. I love that. And it's only like $35, and you cannot go wrong with it if your controller does not have temperature monitor, okay, or sensor, whatever you want to call that, okay. A great, great, great investment. Also, a battery voltage monitor that doesn't sag when you accelerate. Like all these screens, when you accelerate, the voltage sags down to 5 to 8 volts all the way down. So it fluctuates up and down. You never know how much juice you got left. With this, you can calculate it. I calculate all the way to 1 block away from my house. I was just like, that's awesome. So these videos, are the videos that you want to watch. So when you invest your money, you know that this so-called experiment has been already experienced, and it's either a negative feedback or positive feedback. So you save your money and you spend your money either on a battery or anything else. Hypothetically, I would only buy a battery with 100 amp BMS. Wouldn't go any lower. They do have batteries which is designed for 5,000 watts. Now the reality is, you design it for 5,000 watts because you put BMS in there, 150 amps. It also depends what kind of cells you put, so again, I'm scared of this China cells, because you buy them, and if you accelerate and they sag and they fall really below the average very fast, it's just waste of money, and I don't want to do it. That's why originally I thought about the cordless tool battery, because if let's say hypothetically, they are 6 amp hours, they're about $150 each. If I buy 2, that's 12 amp hour, and I have 2, right? So God forbid one goes bad for whatever reason, right? I still have to only replace 1. If you have 420 cells at 20S, it's kind of difficult to go through every cell and how, because everything is sealed, everything's connected to BMS. You have to with a big pack, you have to individually go to every cell and see if it's below 3.7 or whatever your battery discharge is, or voltage stability, and then charge it individually. And it's a headache, because if you don't know your batteries, you're screwed. Some of the guys that I know on YouTube over here on my channel, they buy the bike already done and finished and ready for them, so they don't want to tweak and take the batteries apart and open them and cut them open and then go through every cell. And that's just ridiculous and too much work. I don't want to always be fixing the bike. I always want to be riding the bike. So it defeats the point of building a bike which you don't ride, but you continuously build and fix. So again, guys, share, ask questions, get answers. They'll be epic. They'll be awesome. It defeats the purpose of a good channel if you don't interact and ask questions and get information. Again, there's lots of these fucking potholes in this city. Jesus Christ. No wonder my suspension is fucking screwed in this Jeep. Anyway, so there's lots of guys that interact and they ask questions and they get answers, and I like that. Anyway, this video is 20 minutes. It's retarded. I need to go. Guys, drive safe, be safe, wear your gear.